right, FlatsClass YouTube. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're here on the 4th of July. We're going to have a backyard cookout. We're going to show you some cool grilling tips, especially if you're a rib lover. We're going to use the fire discs for our burgers and dogs, and a couple of venison meatballs that I was fortunate enough to get from my buddy Jason Council in Inverness, Florida. He owns Oscar Penn's restaurant. So I'm going to have those. Blondie's in there making up some hamburger right now. I've been brining ribs for the last couple of hours, and I'm going to go inside and start prepping them for the grill, which needs to be set for 275 so I can get it up to preheat. And this is all about barbecuing and grilling and just having a simple cookout with a couple of tips I think you're going to enjoy. Episode of FlatsClass YouTube is brought to you by Aquatraction, your go-to solution for advanced marine flooring. Reason number 76 to own a Yeti cooler. It's a great brining element for your barbecue ribs. That's a fact. So the secret to ribs for me is making them as sweet and tangy as possible. That's why I like to use yellow mustard, and I like to use a rub that has primarily sugar as the number 1 or number 2 ingredient. So that East Texas rub is a real good one. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly put some mustard on all these. I'm gonna brush it in with this. And I've got a combination of baby backs and St. Louis style spare ribs, so that there's a choice, because the spare ribs are a lot fattier. And some people like them, they're a little more succulent. Baby backs have a little bit more of a lean taste to them, but I'm sure they'll all get eaten. So once I lather all this in real good with yellow mustard to give it the tang, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pat this stuff in. I'm gonna literally pat it. So I'm not gonna do everything. I'm gonna show you this one part here. I like to be real, liberal with how much I'm using. I don't like to skimp. I'm going to take this off a little bit. I washed my hands, and only families eat today. So I like to tap it all in. Just kind of push it all in. And I do the bottoms first, and I took all the silver skin off this, because I don't like silver skin. I cut a little excess fat off the baby backs. And then I'll flip these over, and I do the same thing with this, and the same thing with each individual spare rib. And then we're gonna go out to the grill, and I've already got it preheating to 275 degrees. I'll meet you out there in a minute. All right, I got it up to temp. We're at 275 degrees on the smoker. We'll let them sit in here now for a solid 2 hours. Then we're gonna pull them off and wrap them up in some foil. Now we might take the spare ribs off a little earlier than that and use them as some finger food here. And I've got some stuff I need to cook over here in the fire disc in the interim. So this is just not all about me. Blondie's working on her famous burgers here. She's putting some binding agents and some brown round here. And it looks like plenty of black pepper, garlic powder, Worcestershire sauce. What else you got in there?
Onion powder, got some crackers, eggs, milk, lots of Worcestershire sauce.
So this is what's gonna go on the fire disc outside during the interim while my ribs are cooking. All right, fire disc is heating up. Put a little oil in here, and then we're gonna get the venison meatballs and the smoked prime rib that I got from Oscar Penn's going. Woo! So venison meatballs, smoked prime rib, courtesy of Oscar Penn's. Just adding that to our ribs on the rectangle. Something else we do on 4th of July is do a little target shooting.
Alright, yeah. Do you need a refresher on the sights? There you go.
There you go. You're it now.
There you go. 20 grand on the other.
Right, 2-hour timer just went off. Ribs are looking good. Looking real good. We're gonna bring them in. We're gonna wrap them in foil, put a little apple juice on them. Probably touch them up a little bit with rub and maybe a little barbecue sauce. I don't like to caramelize them until the very, very end, but I'm gonna do something to make them a little wetter, like bark, but not too much bark. All right, it's getting a little sweaty here, but I went inside. I wrapped up for the last hour both the St. Louis ribs, the individual ribs, and I did the baby backs. And all I did was pour some barbecue sauce so they could caramelize a little bit. And then I took a little bit of apple juice to keep them wet, and I put that in the tray on the St. Louis ribs, and I kind of poured it inside the little foil boat that I made for the baby back. So now I'm gonna let this sit one more hour. Get it back up to temp. Finally finished. Got them up to about 208 degrees, 209 degrees, so they're perfect. Now we're gonna dig in. So the chef is finally getting an opportunity to eat. Everyone else is ate. Rick, what do you think of the ribs? Now, don't feel obligated to say something positive just because I've caught you your largest tarpon. I mean, I want unbiased opinion.
It's always good. It's always good. Never fails.
Julie?
I
I mean, don't feel obligated just because your largest redfish came with me.
I was a first timer for this, and this is going to be in my kitchen. She's deflecting from the rib question. It was delicious.
All right, Mark, in spite of the times I've almost killed you catching tarpon, what do you think of the ribs?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Absolutely awesome.
See, I do not pressure my friends into telling the truth about this guy here. He laughs a lot, but he's caught a lot of
This
fish.
commercial is brought to you by Bag.
Well, hopefully you learned a little thing about barbecue. And for me, it's just one of those little passions that I really enjoy. Whether we're doing it for America's birthday on the 4th of July, or if we're just doing it on any given Saturday, barbecuing, smoking meat, grilling on the fire disc, that's kind of what we do around here, especially Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. That's a big deal. And hopefully in the video you learned a few tips, something that will inspire you to create something in your outdoor kitchen and just get outside more. All right, if you like what you see here on FlatsClass YouTube, whether it be fishing, whether it be truck modifications, we've done stuff on the gun range, how to build a backyard gun range, or even this, just a little bit of cooking. Give us that thumbs up. That's what we want from you guys, and we want you to subscribe. We want to bring more and more lifestyle, outdoor lifestyle videos to you, in addition to the television shows, the podcasts, all the fishing tips and product reviews. It's what we do. It's how we make you better. All right, I got to get back to work. This isn't a fun job every day.